This is V12 Night with Axis Tense here doing a little bit of Gamers Paradise podcast for your pleasure as well as our own. We'll be talking about our numerous video game topics that we love to enjoy as well as technology, business, you know what we do. Anyways, let's get started here. How are you feeling, Carlos?
I'm feeling good. Wow, that was actually pretty. I didn't even know you were like transitioning into like the intro from the little pre-interview, pre-podcast script.
We're gonna start with the intro as our.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that you like went into it in
Yeah.
a really good way. But yeah, no, I'm feeling good. Been working. I tried to. I was coding a little bit today. I played a little games and. Yep, it's my off day, but I mean it's not my off day because I just constantly work.
There is no such thing as an off day for us anymore.
Yeah, there isn't. Like I always say, I feel like if I wasn't in school, I'd have a lot more time. If I feel like when you have a full-time job, you have a lot more time than a student who works full-time. So, yeah.
Huh. Yep.
We could cut this off. We could cut this part off.
Probably. Cause,
What was that? Your dad, your brother?
I don't know. The door just opened and closed, and I don't know who it was.
Okay. Well, what's weirder, the gas station you couldn't find, or the?
I don't know.
But anyways, okay.
I did an introduction, and all of a sudden it turned into something.
So I want to talk about what Gamers Paradise is. And Gamers Paradise, and I don't know if we're going to stick with that name, but for now we are. It might just be a podcast that Gabriel and I do. But the thing is, Gabriel and I have these super interesting conversations that don't just have everything to do with video games, but that's a big part of what we talk about. And we were like, why don't we record this? Like, I'm sure someone, I hope, at least one person.
Somebody should want to listen to this. Somebody.
No, not want to, but at least enjoy listening to it and hearing our thoughts and perspectives. Because I think we have some of the most, I would say, intelligent conversations that I have with anyone are with you and these subjects. And they could go from, we talk a lot about video games to business to technology to our university and XYZ sports and stuff. But yeah, so.
Man. Yeah, feel the same way.
So at the moment we are talking about games, and at the moment we kind of decided on our rough to be the Gamers or Gamers Paradise podcast. But that's honestly I would say that's volatile to change, or that name is very volatile for like at least the next 5 to 10 episodes until we feel it out, because we have to definitely feel it out. But anyways, so right now we're talking about video games.
Yes, video games. Video games.
What's going on in the video game world?
What is going on in the video game world? There are many things in this industry.
Yeah, we have a new billionaire.
We have a new billionaire, ladies and gentlemen. A new video game billionaire has hit
His
the
name's
market.
Victor
It
Kjos?
is Victor. I can't even pronounce his last name, man. It's got K's and V's all
see it.
around.
Kisley. It's probably
Kisley.
Victor Kisley.
Victor Kisley. Basically, World of Tanks. Just think of World of Tanks. That's what Victor does.
Wargaming. That's the developer.
Yeah, but the interesting thing is that World of Tanks is a free-to-play game.
Well, in-app purchases. I don't know.
In-app purchases is big.
I've never played
Free-to-play?
I don't think I've ever played World of Tanks. Is that weird?
Really, I've never played World of Tanks. I don't know what this thing's
I think
about.
we might be weird.
No, we're not.
Because the guy became a billionaire from it.
Everybody must be. No, it could just be popular in other countries, maybe, like in, I don't know, Russia or something.
Yeah,
No,
but he.
no, Russia's like
but
Dota, I think, right?
He's a billionaire now, and yes, Russia is. I don't know. I always thought that, like, I guess I'm really misinformed by other games than like the ones that I play, as most people probably are. But I really thought that I don't know what I was gonna say. I forgot. Anyways, so he's a billionaire now, and Wargaming is I don't know how much they're doing in revenue every year. I don't know if they're even public. But
It could take a couple seconds for you to find out.
yeah. They're public. They are public. And this year They
Right.
made net income of 7 million. They made a revenue of 217 million. Ooh, that's a big burn rate.
That is pretty good.
That's a big burn rate.
Do you know what
That's
the
that's 6 million euros, by the way. That's millions in euros. And they
in
have 4,000 plus employees. And Victor Kisley, I hope that
Kisley.
Victor, have you ever listened to this man? I'm so sorry if I pronounced it wrong. Let me just make sure if that's pronounced right. It might be Kisley. Kisley.
You gonna Google Translate this?
Yeah, no, I use my Mac for that.
Ah.
But so Victor Kisley, Victor Kisley, welcome to the Billionaires Club, the what Mark Cuban calls the BBC Billionaire Boys Club. Net worth of 1 billion. Now you can cry with your hundreds and wipe your butt with them. I'm sure
Yes.
I can't do that yet, but hopefully one day.
No, man, video game industry is huge. As of like this year, I think globally, video games is like a $90 billion industry.
Like they're growing incredibly fast, and now I guess we could transition onto like, what was interesting is when I was playing, my favorite game isn't this, but the game I played the most was the Call of Duty franchise. Still kind of is, but I started playing in like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 4 time, and there wasn't, at least that I was aware of at the time, there wasn't like this competitive scene. There wasn't this YouTube scene either. There was you just played and you just did good, and all of a sudden everyone started sniping. But when I looked back, I had no idea that there would be people making a living from playing video games. Like it still was like, oh, it's such a waste of time. But now that's kind of the big question is like, well, is video games a waste of time? Well, that depends, right? Are you building an asset?
It totally depends.
It's like, are you building an asset or not? Because if you are, technically, you can say it's a waste of time. But then you could say, well, does it make you happy, right?
It
And like,
makes a lot of us happy.
yeah, and I would say it makes a lot of us happy. So it's almost like, excuse me, it's almost like, as I was growing up, it was like video games are a waste of time, and now it's like that's not true anymore.
No, now people are making
So-
millions of dollars playing them stupidly or professionally or just talking about them. It's ridiculous what's going
Yeah.
on.
And so that's been a very interesting to watch. I know I'm only 20, so I've seen, I haven't seen the whole video game industry. Obviously, that goes, plus 50 years. But it's been interesting to watch from like playing one of these old Call of Duties to, oh wow, people started recording. I remember when I got my first capture card. When I would record, my first capture card was a Dazzle.
A dazzle.
Yeah, it was a Dazzle. Oh, I hated that thing.
Time to
But-
record with a dazzle.
I remember when and I had been recording Call of Duty, like I had been recording, these quick scoping these sniping montages where you would no scope and quick scope and stuff. And I remember I had my Dazzle, and I hated it because it would drop the quality of your television. Like these don't drop the quality anymore because they're you just use HDMI, and it doesn't drop the quality. But on the Dazzle, like to transfer the signal to and back, you'd get a reduced signal, right? I don't know how that works, but I guess that's what's going on. But I remember I had seen there was a channel, there was a player called Dominator, and he had just released a trailer for his montage called Domination, which I don't think ever came out.
Okay.
But I remember looking at it, and I had just gotten an HD TV, so I couldn't use my Dazzle anymore. But his video quality was better than like my whole television.
Your whole television.
Like I was looking at it, I was like, oh my gosh, like this is better than my TV. And yeah, and so I don't know, it's just been interesting watching that. And now, now we have Elgato's and stuff like that. And so yeah,
Yep.
it's been interesting in how people are making a living, video game esports. And it's not a Call of Duty, it's like, people are making a living from like, big right now League of Legends, right? And
Oh yeah.
World of Warcraft. And I wish sometimes I wish I got it, but I feel like
have you ever played WoW? Ever? Like
yes.
Really?
Yes.
How was that?
I'm sorry. I have to admit it. I have
You
played WoW. I didn't play it for long though. I played it for sorry, I was getting some water. I played it for the trial version, and I was so confused. Like, I thought the trial when I played it was the most confusing thing, but it was probably just me, and I was like really tired. But I played it, and I just didn't like it. But then but then I watched other people play, and it looked like a lot of fun. I just didn't want to get into it. I did play a lot of RuneScape back in the day. RuneScape
yeah.
was like my huge addiction, but Jagex or Jagex,
However you say it.
permanently banned my account for gold farming. But the thing is, I hadn't been on my account for like 2 years.
2 years, give or
And so
take.
it's like because RuneScape was this game where you could just pick it up and drop it off like most games today, but it was a collective building of stuff. And then I was like, okay, like let me try RuneScape out again. And so I get on it, and yeah, and it was like 40 days ago you were perm banned for gold farming, and I was like, I haven't been on in 2 years. But the thing is, if you get permanently banned, Jagex does not get appeals like from you. They do not accept appeals from you. So it's literally a losing battle. If
Well,
someone hacks your account,
yeah, it's a permanent ban.
you're right. But the thing is, that if you have proof that you didn't do it, they won't listen to you.
And so RuneScape lost Carlos.
Yeah, and so it lost me and it lost a lot of people because then it went downhill with the new RuneScape. The best RuneScape was '07 Scape, and they made that now, but it's just not the same. So it's not worth it for me anymore. But yeah, I did play a lot of RuneScape. I played a lot of. I played some World of Warcraft a tiny bit. I played a lot of Counter Strike. I played a lot of what other game did I really enjoy playing? I mean, Legend of Zelda. I
You
mean,
play, you
that's
played
still my.
you played a lot of Red Dead.
Oh yeah, Red Dead was such a beautiful game. That game was amazing. But I'm kind of talking like old school though. But yes, I did play a lot of Red Dead. But and I played a lot of I played a lot of the old school games. You know, Mario and Legend of Zelda. There's just still some great games. I remember when my dad he made me get rid of my Nintendo. Well, he didn't, but he had bought me a Nintendo 64, and I'd play Super Mario 64 on it forever.
Of course.
And then the GameCube came out. It's probably the only time my dad has ever like consciously got upgraded my system before he started saying, "Oh, these are wasting your time." But he made me turn in my 64, and I remember crying. Like, so I was like, "No, Dad,
Uh,
no! Like, I can't play this game." He's like, "This is better. Trust me." And the GameCube was a very good console, but I couldn't play Super Mario 64 on it, and so it was pretty depressing. But that's kind of my history of playing that goes back.
didn't the GameCube not sell a lot?
I don't remember. I remember I enjoyed the crap. I never looked at the numbers for it.
Yeah, they sold, let's see, 22 million GameCube units worldwide, which is not a lot. To give you an idea, do you know what the number one selling console of all time is?
No, what is it? Oh, I don't. I kind of want to take. I'm guessing it's Nintendo.
No.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Is it Sony?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, go.
It's the
PS2?
PS2. It's
Yeah,
the PS2.
How much?
Like over 150 million units.
Wow.
The GameCube sold 22 million, so it's like not
Well,
even
maybe it was
close.
a failure and I didn't know, but I had a blast playing my GameCube. Okay, I remember I used to play Desert Storm. Desert Storm.
Desert Storm. Yes.
Back to Baghdad.
Back to Baghdad.
Um, I guess I never really paid attention back there, and I haven't really looked back to pay attention either. Might be interesting to do that and see what people thought about it. But yeah, and then I got an Xbox, and then I started playing Halo and stuff. But yeah, that's kind of my history. What about you, Gabe?
Mine's is I didn't really do anything online at all. So no WoW, no RuneScape or anything like that. Completely single player experiences and whatever I could play against my brother until he could beat me, and then I just moved on, obviously. Had a 64, had a GameCube, Xbox 360.
What was your favorite game? Favorite game and favorite franchise?
favorite game, that's very hard. I can do that by console, I suppose. On the Nintendo 64, it was definitely Super Mario 64. Even if I never
Yeah.
fully beat
Who,
it, I
who
just
doesn't like running into paintings?
yeah, it's just running into just doing nonsense. Like, let's see if I can jump off this now. Okay, I'm dead. Let's move on. And it's just doing nonsense. On the GameCube, I played Smash a lot, Super Smash Brothers. That was
I love. My brother is addicted to that right now on his DS.
yeah, well, that was the thing
I
back
love
then.
Super Smash Brothers.
It's
You're right.
just, it's just
Super Smash Brothers
yeah,
Melee.
Melee is just endlessly entertaining.
I used to
Endlessly
always think
entertaining.
it was Melee. And then they were
Melee?
like Melee. And
Melee.
I was like, no, that says Melee. So I
Melee.
know you guys want to play Super Smash Brothers Melee, and they're like, no, it's Melee. I was like, why? That doesn't like it doesn't look like it says Melee. but
Yeah.
but yeah. So well, that's good. No, my favorite franchise has to be. But I'm not thinking back in the day because Zelda was definitely my favorite franchise. But I'm talking like today. Definitely Call of Duty. That's the one I played the most. I probably have like a year of my life on Call of Duty. At least it got like 100 days or so. But I did play Call of Duty up, and I'm very sad to where it's gone now. But we've talked about this a lot. But
Yeah.
it's really made me depressed as to where it is right now and where it could be. But let's see if they change it up with the next, with Infinity Ward coming out with the next one. Let's see. I don't know if they're going to make obviously Modern Warfare 2 or 4 or a Ghost 2, but I always thought that, and I'd be curious to hear your. Go ahead.
I don't think they're gonna do a Ghost 2.
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's like I think a lot of people think it's going to be Modern Warfare 4. I kind of think it's going to be Modern Warfare 4. But
I think it's gonna be something completely new, in my brain.
dude, I really hope that at least their boots are on the ground. Because
What does that even mean?
because I'm tired of flying.
Oh, you're tired of like jumping around like a.
I'm tired of like running and then all of a sudden like I don't know, I look at my mini map and like Jesus lands in front of me.
Oh,
Like
okay.
appears in front of me and kills me. But I don't mean literally like Jesus, but I mean like just the act of appearance in front of you.
No, it was just a
like-
player named Jesus. That was all. It was
Oh yeah, Jesus, yeah.
the Call of Duty player Jesus.
But
Very-
yeah, no,
very
I
big.
think boots on the ground has been the way to go. I mean, my favorite game, obviously, I mean, other than COD 2, was COD 4. That was the most revolutionary at the time, and I know that it's hard to replay that. I know, but I mean, that's what you should strive for. It's like great maps, great focus on maps, great focus on guns, and that. I mean, if you do that, like the gameplay takes care of itself.
I don't know, man. It's gonna be whatever. It's just going to be
It's
whatever
gonna
they
be
want.
depressing, probably. I've just been depressed so much for Xbox.
It's a video game. There's so many other games. So many games.
Yeah, but I just picked up Far Cry 4 right when Far Cry Primal comes out. I think it came out like 3 days ago.
Far Cry
Primal?
4. That's the one with like in India, right?
I don't know where it is. It's in the mountains. It's somewhere in the mountains.
It's got like all that colorful like dye or something. Like
I don't know if it's in India, dude. It might be in India, but
like-
I don't know. The people I guess kind of look Indian, but I haven't looked at its story yet.
Oh.
I just started playing it and I really haven't paid attention.
Oh, that's the game that has that like weird like little side ending you could do in like 10 minutes or whatever.
I don't know, Gabe. I haven't played it through.
Well, it's not. It's
I'm sorry that you've played it through. And you like to spoil everything.
it's not spoiling.
What do you mean? You just gave me like a spoiler alert. By the way, you can do a side ending that takes about 10 minutes. Now I'm going to think like, oh my gosh, what side ending takes 10 minutes?
No,
Like,
it's like a little joke thing.
is it? Well, it'll be interesting to see it because, I love Far Cry. Like, I remember playing Far Cry 2, and I loved that game so much because I thought
Far Cry 2. That was the one you liked.
technically it wasn't the best game ever, but I really enjoyed the open world in they essentially put you in like in Africa in a jungle, and you could control kind of the environment with like fire and stuff, and you could be silent and stuff, and it was just this big open world. Like I loved that at the time. I remember I was in high school, and my friend was like, I was like, "Do you have Far Cry?" Oh no, I was talking about Far Cry, and he's like, "Oh, I have that game," and I was like, "Oh, dude, let me get it from you." He's like, "Okay, I'll sell it to you for $7." I said, "Okay, cool." And then he brought it,
Okay.
and I was gonna give him the money back, but I never did.
You never paid him?
No, well, I think it's because he just happened to be like moving at the exact same time, and
Just so happens to be moving. No. It's
yeah, I know he
conspir-
was moving, and
conspiracy, man. You planned it out. You made the move just so you could get $7 cheap.
all right, Gabe, you know a little too much. But yeah, that's how I got it, and that's how I fell in love with Far Cry. But I played Far Cry 2 a lot, a lot. It was a game that I fell in love with for sure. But
I don't know those open sandbox games. I just always find out going like, well, what am I gonna do now? Like I just there needs to be a structure for me. I feel like, or I get lost. Or I'm just
Well-
like punching a tree and then I go, all right, I'm done.
they brainwash you, Gabe. You have to be told what to do, Gabe. Break out into the sandbox. Break out into Gary's mod.
What?
Create.
Yeah, be a baker. That'll be great.
Yeah.
Be a baker. It's time to cook for the little Germany we have. In
No
our
one,
little-
no one knows. No one knows what that means, and I don't really want to explain it.
Fine,
Either.
let's move on then. Let's move on. All right, let's move on to.
I might explain it if I get people. If some people tell me like you should definitely explain it, as long as they don't judge me for it.
Whatever.
But
Man.
but yeah. Well, speaking of sandbox, do you like Gary's mod?
It's all right. I literally never play that unless I'm playing with you. Really, it's more of a friend thing.
Oh, I love Gary's mod so much. So much. But anyways, okay, so we've covered video game franchises that we enjoy. What this is, the billionaire. So tell me,
Yes.
what new games that are coming out are you looking forward to and you're not looking forward to as well?
Well, I know what you're disappointed about.
What am I disappointed
You're
about?
disappointed about the Division. That's what you're disappointed about.
It
Please.
does not. It's not that it was a letdown. It just was not what I expected it to be. Like,
I don't see how you were expecting it to be. All right, just explain what you were expecting, I guess. So.
I don't know. It's like this is why I don't trust trailers because because I can't trust trailers anymore because of this game. But I don't know. It's just because it's Tom Clancy.
Right.
So I guess I should have been expecting like a Tom Clancy like experience, which I don't necessarily enjoy because there's a lot going on your screen on Tom Clancy. Like that really ruins the game for me. Your heads up display, if there's so much on there, ruins the game for me. And in The Division, the first trailer I saw when they kind of announced it, it was like you're walking through, and I don't know if you could turn these off or not, but at least what I saw from the gameplay, because I actually didn't get to play the beta. I got invited to the beta the last day of the beta, and like I was asleep, so I woke up like pissed. But it was like I kind of expected it to be like gameplay wise, like character movement stuff like that, kind of like a GTA, right?
I
And it would move-
I think I understand what you're saying.
And it would be like fluid, like GTA, and it's like minimal, right? But instead, it's not minimalistic. It's like your screen is covered by like your heads up display, the whole thing. Like in Call of Duty, you have your mini map, you have your ammo, you have your your specialist and all that stuff, but that covers up like the top left, bottom right, or I forget exactly, but you have that, but it's like it doesn't interfere with your gameplay. But I feel like this kind of interferes with your gameplay. Like I wish that they had pulled off this, and I don't know the game's not out yet.
No.
So we won't know until it comes out, but I wish that they had pulled off, at least in the beta, this GTA smoothness mixed with Tom Clancy. But what it is it might like character wise kind of move like GTA, but heads up display wise, what's on your screen wise, it plays like a Tom Clancy game on steroids.
Well, that's what it is. It's just a huge Tom Clancy MMO. You need a lot of info, man.
Well, you're right, but I felt that the GTA model would apply there better for fluid gameplay.
Well, no, because GTA there's a lot of people playing, but it's not an MMO kind of thing. There's not a bunch of loot on the floor that you have to calculate, a bunch of team and their resources and what's going on.
You're right. No, you're absolutely right. It's like part of it was just probably me expecting something else, something that I shouldn't have been expecting, and I should have analyzed it a bit more. But I mean, I don't know. It's just what I saw was not what I was expecting. It's like when with Star Wars.
Okay.
It's like when what's his name? There what are the stars are Kylo Ren, Daisy Ridley, and John Boyega. I forget their names.
Well, John Boyega is his name. Daisy Ridley is his name.
No.
In the movie?
Yes.
Ray, Finn.
Yeah, Ray and Finn. I'm having a lot of brain farts today. I've been up since 5 a.m. grinding, I guess. But Ray and Finn, like, I wanted Ray so bad, or I wanted Finn so bad to be a Jedi. But I don't know if he's going to be a Jedi or not. But they pulled like a classic, like, falsity through the ads. Where it was
Not really. It was pretty apparent.
it was, what do you mean? Finn was holding a lightsaber, like it looked like
but he looked scared, and they showed the girl in a more of an adventurous role. They gave her the white robes, not a leather jacket, you know.
But so it's like I was expecting in Star Wars for Finn to be like the next Jedi, or just a Jedi character at least, and we don't know probably until the next episode. But when I saw the movie, I was like, no, like it's not that Rey would be a bad Jedi. She's going to be an excellent Jedi. But it's just that I wish Finn was a Jedi. I guess I give in sometimes to marketing plays that seem like, oh, that would be perfect. Like you did all of my thinking for me. And all of a sudden it's like, no, you lied to me. You didn't lie to me. I lied to myself, but it's still your fault.
I blame you.
Yeah. So, but yeah. What about you? About games coming out that you're looking forward to, or you're not looking forward to?
I have not put any thought into the future of video games, really. I guess I'm excited about the new Hitman, but that's just a personal thing, I guess.
There's another Hitman coming out. Yep. There's how many Hitmans have there been?
I have all of them. I have Hitman Codename 47 is the first one. Hitman 2 Silent Assassin, Hitman Contracts, which is the blue one, Hitman Blood Money, which everyone loves, and then Hitman Absolution, which sort of took the series back a little bit. It wasn't as interesting. A lot of people didn't like it. And the new one is just Hitman, no subtitle, and it's based 20 years ago in the story. And it looks good so far. The beta happened a couple days ago, I think, or it is happening, I'm not sure. Seems good so far.
Hitman, I love Hitman. I had games with gold for Hitman. It's so funny because I have more games on Steam than I do on my Xbox. But right now I'm playing my Xbox a lot more. And I've always played my Xbox a lot more than my PC. But I enjoyed my PC in the long run more than I do my Xbox. Ooh, shocking.
Shocking. No,
As they say, PC's master race.
Yeah, I haven't really played on my Xbox recently at all. The only games I've played have been on my computer. That's about it. Basics. Skyrim, Mass Effect, Civ, normal stuff.
Yeah. So tell me then. I guess industry's heading to innovation. Obviously, we're always heading in an innovative path, most of the time at least.
Sometimes not so much, like the Power Glove.
Like the Power Glove, yeah.
The future of gaming.
Or for example, Apple Newt, right? Was it the Apple Newt? Is that what it was called?
The Apple Newts.
Apple Newton. It was
the Newton.
It was the Newton. Yeah,
That's
it was
right.
like the biggest failure of a PDA ever. But or we definitely moved back. I don't know if you know, but Apple actually had a camera.
A camera for what?
They sold the camera. Like no, like they sold a standalone camera.
I've never heard of no standalone Apple camera.
Well, it was called. It was called the. Where is it? I forget the.
Let's see. Released in May 1994 for $749. The first model, the QuickTake 100,
Yeah, Quick Take 100. That's what it was.
was killed off in 1997.
Killed. You see, so Apple's actually not perfect, and they make mistakes.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. Case in point, this Apple camera. Case in point, Apple Maps. Okay, they do bad.
Hey, you know
Things
I've
every
never
now
had an issue with Apple Maps before. I've never once had an issue with Apple Maps. But I know a lot of people were pissed off about it. But like my dad, for example, I remember he complained about it a couple times. He's like, I don't know, it's not taking me to where it says it's taking me. But I always use Apple Maps and I never had an issue with it. Not once. I was not affected.
I don't know, man. It's just
Maybe Steve was guiding me with my Apple Maps.
Steve was guiding you. He gave you
Maybe
the,
it's
the,
like-
the little blessed version of Apple Maps
Yeah,
that
he
would
like
serve
kissed,
you.
he kissed my phone before he left.
Kissed your phone. He came down to the assembly line and just picked up your phone and kissed it.
He's like, this iPhone will have no issues. And you know what? I dropped my iPhone for two plus years, and I always had a naked iPhone, and it did not break until like 4 months before I was gonna upgrade it like on this date, and I already had the ability to upgrade, but I had started noticing like, okay, this iPhone's gonna come out here, and I'm gonna upgrade it there, but I broke it because there was a little pebble.
It's always the pebble.
It's always a little pebble that elevates it elevates its status, and my phone dropped on it, and yeah, it broke. But it didn't break for 2 plus years, and I dropped it all the time. All
That's
the time.
true. You were dropping it at school and in your car. It happened all the time.
Yep, all the time. So actually, I've been really impressed. I actually just dropped I got an iPhone 6, and I actually just dropped it, and it looks like it kind of broke on the top, but not enough for me to care. But I do have the little glass screen protector, and it doesn't. It looks like the glass screen protector absorbed the whole thing.
How long is it going to be before we can make the screens so they don't break when you drop them on a pebble? All right?
Well,
We can put a man on the moon. We are putting like little droids and stuff on Mars and on comets. We can't make a little
Yeah.
piece of plastic that doesn't break when you drop it on a pebble. Come on.
yeah, but I have to pay $200 every time I break my iPhone screen. But you could take a man to the moon.
All right, when you say it like that, it's not really much of an argument, but
Yeah. But so yeah, actually I'm quite happy with it. But well, I do kind of want to bring up one more thing, and that's Metal Gear Solid 5 on Xbox. I know we're late, really late.
The Phantom
But still.
Pain. Ooh.
Yeah, I've been playing it. It's astounding.
They're learning, Carlos. They're
Bro,
learning your ways.
I love using the box.
Oh,
I
you're
just
just
walk around
walking
with the
around
box.
with the box.
No, but you could do. I don't know if you know this, and I don't remember being able to do it in previous Metal Gears. But I only played Metal Gear Solid 2, right? Metal Gear Solid 2.
I
It
don't
was
know you did.
with Raiden or Raiden. I
Raiden?
forget his name.
It was Raiden.
Raiden. It was Raiden.
Yeah. The guy that kind of looks like a chick sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Raiden. That's Raiden.
Yeah.
He's a little bit of a samurai cyborg now. It's a little
Yeah, dude, that was my favorite Metal Gear character. But that's the one I played because I didn't have a PlayStation, but I would play with him. I remember playing as him naked. That was I learned a lot from him. I was like, okay, so this is actually bad. Like I can't run around like this in real life. But anyways, yeah, and
Thank you, Raiden, for saving us, humanity,
I was stop.
from
Stop. But I was I was playing Metal Gear, and so what you can do at least here, you on the boxes, you can stand up with them on, and it covers up your whole body, and you can put like pictures on them. So you can always put one of like a soldier on the enemy's team squad,
All right.
and you just stand up, they'll look at you and they'll salute you.
That's so stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb, but it's a lot of fun. But yeah. So okay, well, do you want to throw in something before I guess we wrap it up?
Not sure what there is to throw in here, really. We've covered games we liked. We've covered specific games that are coming out. We've covered games that we are playing. You're playing the Phantom Pain. Games that I'm playing. I'm not really playing anything around. I played a couple games of Civ a couple days ago. It's about it.
Yeah, you're in college. That's why.
It's about it. I'm not doing anything else really.
You're doing discrete math.
I'm doing discrete math. That's what I'm doing. I'm getting
Yeah.
logic and probability and. Ugh.
Yeah, I guess. But okay, then I guess we're gonna end off the first episode of the Gamers Paradise podcast or Gamers Paradise podcast, or I don't know what this podcast is. Gonna be
I
called.
don't know what
No,
we're
it's-
gonna call
Right
it.
now, it's called Gamers Paradise.
All
But
we
you see,
know
we
is-
talk about different things.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Maybe we could just like call people and say, "Hey, do you want to just talk about this subject on here?"
Yes.
That'd be-
Welcome to the just welcome to the podcast, and then we have a guest.
Yeah, welcome to the podcast. Okay, then, cool. All right, I'm Carlos, or Axis Tense,
That's right. And I'm Gabriel or V12 Knight, whichever you prefer.
and or V12 Night, and or Axis Tense, and I'm gonna sign off from the podcast. You can sign off too, Gabe, if you'd like.
I would also like to sign off, and all those people that stumbled into this random video, be sure to stumble back in again.
Yeah, you should leave a like and leave a comment, and you should definitely subscribe because we're gonna make more of these. I know for sure, at least sometime in the future, but not in the past.
We can
But-
always go in the past. We can go in the past.
Crap, you know, when I signed out, I didn't sign out of my Axis Tense gamer tag, so I got to sign out of that. I'm Axis Tense signing out.
Okay.
All right, guys. Adios. All right, Gabe.
See you.